up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Danielle if you haven't met me already. If you're new here, then I would imagine you have found me through the My First Time Rave Edition tag. This tag was created by two rave YouTubers here on YouTube. Becca Grace Original and Bebe Howell came up with a My First Time Rave Edition. Even though I am a lifestyle channel, I attend festivals all the time. Music is a very big and important part of my life, and I try to stress that in pretty much all of my content. And my favorite types of festivals to attend are EDM and rave type festivals. So I thought that it would be fun to contribute to this tag video as well, mainly because I have plenty of stories to add to it too. And I also loved listening to everybody's. I've literally been stalking the tag like nonstop and have been following so many other rave YouTubers on here and everything. I don't know, I just love it and I just wanted to add to it. With that being said, I will try not to make this intro too long because I definitely do, and I will just jump right into it. There are 11 questions. I can just definitely know just by going over this that I will be a little bit chatty. So some of these I'm gonna try and like briefly go over just for the sake of like not talking your guys' ear off. There are some questions that I definitely could like make a whole story time video talking about. Let me know if in any of these scenarios you guys would like to hear the full story, and then I can obviously go more into detail in a whole video about it. To start off, the very first question is the first DJ you have ever heard of. I would say the very first DJ that I remember like being kind of like low-key obsessed with was Skrillex. I remember when he came out with that "Yes, oh my god" song. I like definitely raged to that in my bedroom. I was kind of into deadmau5 as well. That was years ago. I would say I was probably in high school at the time. But as I started coming into the scene even more, I would say within the last like year or so, the first DJ that I really had like a true passion for was actually Rave. I guess somewhere in the mix, those were the first few DJs that I've ever listened to. The next question is your first show that you've ever attended, which is kind of interesting because I actually attended festivals before I attended any shows. I don't know why I did that backwards, but my first show that I ever attended was actually the Snails, Liquid Stranger, and Sudden Death show, and I think Heckler, and that was at Echo Stage DC. I actually vlogged it. Any of these like vlogs that I have of any of these like festivals or shows that I've been to, I'll leave down below. That was about this time last year, I think. That was a very good show. I had a lot of fun at that actually. The first festival I've ever attended. Like I said, I've been a huge like avid music, what's the word, like just a huge follower of music. I come from a long line of hippies. I've always kind of been into the whole festival scene itself, but granted, being in high school, there wasn't much that I really could afford. So when I finally had some savings built up, I decided to attend Firefly Music Festival. That was in 2017. I wouldn't say that I will ever be returning to that. When I went to Moonrise, that was the first EDM festival I had ever attended. It was Moonrise 2018. I learned that the best festivals that I like to go to are definitely EDM. Technically, my first festival is Firefly, but I would say my first festival where I was like, yes, was Moonrise. And then question number 4 is the first people you raved with. There is a little bit of a story time kind of with that regards, but basically the first person I've ever been to a festival with was Holly. We went to Firefly together. Sure enough, within that whole year, she actually had met her boyfriend, which is Brett, and I have known Brett since high school. It's a very small town that I live in. And Brett was in the rave scene all the way like back in high school. I remember him liking that type of music. He actually introduced us to it. Like he's the one who took us to Moonrise. Basically, they are my rave group. Like I pretty much go with them to everything. And then I also have a couple other friends that I attend festivals with. Really, I would say it's like a huge group of us, but I definitely started with Holly and Brett. They're the OGs. Question number 5 is the first friend you met at a rave. This story was like definitely one of a kind, but basically, I mean, I've met several people at several different like festivals and raves and stuff, but the one that like truly stood out to me was this particular instance, mainly because the way we met was that his pin got stuck on my 2. If you guys want me to share the whole story, I definitely can. But I would consider him my like first official friend just because he's an avid Moonrise goer. So every year now I'm going to definitely link up with him at Moonrise specifically. And I like to call him my Moonrise pin friend. His name is Dustin. He's a pretty cool guy, and the story behind that is pretty funny actually. Question number 6 is your first rave outfit. I guess I kind of want to talk about my first outfit in general. I'll be honest, I kind of have a little bit of an advantage because I have always been in love with like festival fashion. I just remember like being little and just like morbidly obsessed with Vanessa Hudgens and her Coachella outfits. And from there, my love just kind of stemmed of like festival fashion. I already was kind of introduced to it, so I wouldn't say that anything was like super embarrassing, but I definitely know my first outfit at Firefly. I was wearing these boots and that was just a no-go. I'll never do that again. My feet hurt and that was the first night literally, and it just set me up to have blisters on my feet the whole entire time. My first rave outfit, once again, I also have an advantage. I was pretty happy about this outfit and I literally pulled most of it out of my closet already because, like I said, I've literally been collecting this shit since I was like 12. First rave outfit was when we went to Moonrise. I'll put a picture up here. This was day 1 of me and Holly. Holly said she definitely did not like her outfit, but I'm not gonna lie, mine was pretty cute. I was definitely insecure like before we got there, but then once I got there I was like, alright, I'm feeling good. I'm loving myself here. First rave outfit, malfunction. I prepped for Lost Lands like so hardcore to the point where I was like almost over prepared. I remember watching like the Festival Finessers videos when he went to Lost Lands 2017 because I went to 2018, and he said it was like so cold. So I was basically planning for like cold weather, which they had moved it up a couple weeks for 2018, and it was like blazing hot. Luckily I was able to like kind of like put a different kind of like outfit together, but it wasn't what I was originally planning on wearing. I'll put a picture here of the outfit I'm talking about specifically. Basically, I mean, it was cute. I wasn't hating on it, except like later on that night when we went back to our campsites, we were changing into just something a little bit more warmer because the sun was setting and we were getting ready to go to the sound camps. I just remember like trying to take everything off, like getting my like pashmina and stuff off. And mind you, this top was like a little tiny like tube top. Throughout the day I was wearing a pashmina, so it wasn't like a big deal, but as I'm trying to like change into something like more comfortable, I basically had my boob out the whole time. I was like, oh shit, when I finally realized. And I looked around and my campsite neighbor definitely he definitely got a really nice glimpse of my little boob. I mean, free the nipple anyway, what can you say? I don't know. He was just looking at me and then we locked eye contact and I was like, shit. Oh gosh. I'm actually really embarrassed now that I'm thinking about it. Question number 8 is your first light show. I'm gonna be completely honest. I think it has something to do with my social anxiety. In particular instances, I get a little bit like stressed almost, for lack of a better word. I definitely appreciate gloving and I appreciate like all of that. I think it's definitely an art and I would love to learn how to do it. And I even have like a pixel whip. Like I love light shows just in general. But as far as like gloving and having it in my face, I don't think that I like it. I don't know why, but I'll just pass it up to like one of my friends who do enjoy it a little bit more. I like other people enjoying it. I like to watch other people enjoying the light show, if that makes any sense. The first set you cried at. There's a couple moments that I definitely have experienced where I didn't cry necessarily, but I just remember having like such intense like thoughts of like emotion of how grateful I am to be in that moment, if that makes any sense. I would say the biggest one that I had was when we actually went to Deja Vu, which was Base Nectar's like little family vacay in Mexico. First of all, the production itself was just fucking fantastic. There was like lights in the palm trees and everything was all inclusive. The beach stage was just so totally relaxed and just everything was like completely put together in a manner that I felt like a fucking princess, honestly, like a woke princess or whatever, I don't know. I just remember the like last night, it wasn't the last like set of the whole like festival, but it was the last set of Bass Nectars, I guess I should say. And I just remember dancing around the like in the palm trees with my friends, with Holly and Brett basically. And it was just such a very magical, like humbling experience. One of those things where it's like, I can explain it till I'm like blue in the face, but if you weren't actually there like feeling it with me, you're not gonna like feel the feelings. But I just know I had one of those like green light up balloons and I was just like dancing around with it. I think I have a video actually, I'll post the video. It's one of those memories that I just want to like wrap it up and just keep it in my pocket for the rest of my life, basically. Question number 10, first candy trade. This was also an amazing, amazing experience. This was at Lost Lands. It was when we were waiting to see Space Mom and I had Rez's shirt on. I was ready to go. We had our campsite all packed up because Lost Lands was actually like calling the festival off early. It was supposed to be like a hurricane or some shit. So me, Holly, Brett, and my ex-boyfriend are just waiting there, just having a good old like silent time waiting for Rez to come on. And this wonderful ferryman, and I'm not kidding, he was literally a ferryman. He had wings, he had a tutu, he had a fairy wand. He saw my red shirt, saw me like patiently waiting. I probably looked like a kid, like, I can't wait. But anyways, he saw me waiting for Space Mom and he didn't walk over to me, he fluttered. He fluttered over to me. He was a fairy god. He was a fairy god dad or something, I don't know. And he traded candy with me. I was so nervous. I was like, I don't know how to do this. And he just like looked at me like, shut up. Then he traded me a Rez candy and I still have it in my collection to this day. And that was a moment that I will never forget. And I thank that fairy god dad every day for giving me that experience at Lost Lands. And the last question is the first moment you fell in love with rave culture. And this answer will be very, very easy for me because it kind of like segues into the last question. The first moment that I fell in love with rave culture was when I realized that I loved Rez, basically. This was Moonrise 2018. I had found 2 glow sticks on the ground and I picked them up and then we went to Rez's set and that was the first time I was ever blessed with Space Mom's wonderful sound. I just remember jamming, like I just had this in my hands and I was just jamming like a freaking just queen. I just couldn't stop. I was one with Rez and her little goggles and ever since then I was like, these are my people, this is where I belong, and I'm never looking back. Anyways, definitely feeling like a drama queen today. That is all the questions that Becca and Bebe had come up with. I thank them so much for coming up with this tag. This was actually a lot of fun for me to film. I appreciate them for letting me kind of add myself into this. I actually tag pretty much all of you guys. I know I have a few subscribers that are also big into raving. So if you guys watch this and you want to create content for this, please let me know and I will watch your video as well. Don't forget to check out Becca Grace Originals and Bebe Howell's video. I'll leave their channels and their videos down below. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I love you so very much and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.